There's no denying the greatness of LSU head coach Kim Mulkey. She's a basketball Hall of Famer, now a 4-time national champion, but this win just means more. She said from the very beginning she wanted to come to LSU to raise a banner in the PMAC, and now she delivered on bringing one home. Sterling's is a school that can score via air or even on the ground with their many offensive weapons. Shapanche says he's been impressed with the offensive balance, that same balance that's allowed them to average about 35 points per game this season. You talk about her being a catalyst. She had 2 home runs on the day. The first one was actually a 3-run blast in game 1, and she just kept that same energy going in game 2, where she would get a grand slam, that ball hitting right off the foul pole. Now, first of all, we have to get video of the fit, because I think KC might be the freshest guy in here, to be honest. Would you agree with that?
I think I am. I appreciate that, too.
2 words for LSU versus Utah: dog fight. But for forward LaDasia Williams, she got that dog in her. 24 points, 6 boards, and 2 blocks in the Sweet 16 matchup, helping lead the Tigers to sweet victory in their first Elite 8 since 2008. 40 in the first, off a Bears fumble, Ville Platte's Amarian Frank slide to the left. He'll cha-cha real smooth for a Bulldog score as Ville Platte takes a 7-6 lead. Well, when we spoke with Turlings earlier in the week, the word around there is looking out for Westgate defensive back Derek Williams. Head coach Dane Shapanche basically said he's the anchor of the defense, and as we know, he's already committed to Texas. You are 12 points away from hitting 1,000 career points in the Vermilion and White. What does that mean for you, and especially in such the short time that you've been here? Now, we spoke with all 3 head honchos of this team. Desimo, as you just heard, offensive coordinator Tim Leger, and defensive coordinator Lamar Morgan, and they all echoed the same sentiment about developing young talent. They did have some wins in the transfer portal, picking up 5 total, 2 of those being JUCOs, but ultimately they did achieve their goal of their high school footprint. But they have the advantage of going against a team they've had success against, going 3-1 against Oklahoma City in the regular season. They look to put the final dub against the Thunder after tonight.
At least try, not just give up. You just can't give up.
The last 4 years have been a challenge for Camden Barnard.
Day by day, right? Week by week, we consult often with our doctors.
Now 11 years old, Cam has battled with leukemia twice. Wise beyond his years, he's learned that his fight is more than physical.
It's not like physical strength, it's like mental almost, for me.
In his war with cancer, Cam hoped to inspire others, including Saints running back Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara is the deep back. Kamara handoff left side.
While being treated in New Orleans for 6 months, his story spread around the Big Easy and caught the attention of one superfan.
When I got bombarded with tags on this article, initially I laughed, Megan, because I'm like, they think I have this relationship with Gail Benson or something. Like, I can't just pull a string and meet Alvin Kamara, right? Like, I don't have that kind of pull. But I just thought it was awesome that people were tagging me, because they're like, well, man, if anybody knows of a way, Steph knows of a way.
Williams then reached out to Pat with the goal of having Cam as her +1 to a charity event that the 5-time Pro Bowler was attending. And 3 months later,
2-time cancer survivor there, Alvin.
it was a dream come true for them both.
We gave him our bracelet and fist bump, and then we threw the ball, and then I threw him a spiral.
And it just really warmed my heart. I was kind of held back, for hard to not cry, because you know how much it means to this kid. But it was the right thing to do, and it meant the world to me to be able to give him the opportunity.
The last year for Shane Vallow has been full of lessons.
Playing football, you got to be tough. You go through a lot. But this is kind of a different turn here. It's more of mental toughness.
After helping lead Louisiana football to his best season in program history, his dreams of becoming a football coach was right across the line of scrimmage. Vallow followed former Cajuns head coach Billy Napier to Florida, but he would soon be reminded that home is where the heart is.
It was tough making the decision to come back home. Coach Napier didn't want me to leave, and it was kind of tough, but I thought it was the best decision for myself.
Returning to the Flats, Vallow coached his first season with St. Thomas More, winning a state championship. He was also able to jumpstart his own business, Sauce Bon Catering. Pancakes aren't the only thing he could serve on the field, but in the kitchen as well. Kind of takes me back. We knew when you were still playing for UL that you were a good cook, but take me back to how did we even get here? What did you learn? How did you learn?
Really, I just learned because I like to eat. Of course, I was always a lineman. I just started trying things, and like one day, the reason why I came with these quesadilla burgers is because one day I was cooking some burgers at home, and I was cooking them already, and I didn't have any buns. So I went in the house and I was like, well, I don't have time to go to the store. So I went and I had tortillas, and I was like, you know what? I guess we're eating them with tortillas today.
And now Vallow is on the brink of opening a restaurant, Shane's famous quesadilla burgers, an establishment. They'll be full of flavor. When you reflect back on it, how crazy has this year been for you, and maybe gratifying?
It's been really crazy, I tell you that. When I launched my catering business, I didn't think I would. I mean, the goal was always to open up a restaurant one day and do that, but I didn't think it would happen this quick. It's been an interesting journey, I would say, so far, and you know, I'm in it for the long run, so I'm waiting to see what happens.
Reporting in Lafayette, Meagan Glover, KTC TV3. With all eyes on him, Thaddeus Sam of Opelousas was just doing what he does best.
My dad used to train horses, me and him, and I used to stand up on horses, and ever since then I just fell in love with horses.
On Sunday, his one-year-old calf Levi made his debut in the Palmetto Parade with T. Sam guiding the way, giving his horse Ludacris a break from the spotlight. The video was spread like wildfire around Acadiana with over 1,000 shares, but the comments would shed light to the man on top.
The past 3 years has been a long road because watching Thaddeus go from riding horses, breaking horses, and around the yard doing chores to not being able to do anything for himself.
In 2018, T. Sam was shot at a trail ride, the bullet in his neck causing a spinal cord injury, leaving him paralyzed from the waist down. Doctors said he would never walk or ride his horses ever again.
Being in the hospital, laying down with wires everywhere.
One response I made to the doctor was, if you continue to tell somebody that's in that condition, the only thing that you will do is condition their mind to want to hurt themselves.
After spending 30 days in the hospital and feeling depressed, T. Sam decided to get out of his slump and saddle up. Throughout rehab, he had to learn new ways of still doing what he loved.
I came home, I wanted to ride my horse. My daddy put me on my horse, like probably the 4th day from being in the hospital. And then I liked it, but I didn't like it because I really couldn't do what I would normally do. One day I just was like, I can't let my little boy see me down, so I just manned up and I started messing with my horses.
I asked T. Sam if he spoke with the doctors who told him that he had little to no chance of ever walking again, and he says he wishes he could show them what he's doing now and show them how it's all about the bigger picture. In Opelousas, Meagan Glover, KTC TV3.